apparently Toby was live today because, well, Toby goes live on an app called High Notes, and something happened to him on his live, and he says, "You know what? Can I talk about it on the show?" And I said, "Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's hear about it." So Toby, why don't you go ahead
Well,
and
let me preface it this way. I have never in my adult life felt embarrassed. Not one time.
not one time?
Until today.
Oh shit, this is gonna be good.
So I'd gotten a message from a verified user on High Notes. Their name is Yeet Notes. Like, we know each other, like we follow each other. And they're like, "Hey man, I'm gonna send something to you." I was like, "Oh, sweet, cool, appreciate it." He's like, "Yeah, it should be there. It's coming from this company. This company is who's delivering it and everything." I was like, "All right." So I get, like, it was supposed to be by signature. And so he's like, "It's supposed to be there today." And nobody ever knocked on the door. Dogs never lost their minds or anything like that. So I'm like, I must not have gotten here. My son comes home. Now, mind you, before my son got home, I had received a couple of things from Amazon. I was expecting 2 packages. I got 2 packages, didn't bother reading the labels, and accidentally opened one that was my son's. It was just like some lights, like LED lights. So I was like, "Oops," and I put him back in his room. So he comes home, he's like, "Yeah, what?" He's like, "Oops."
Oops. Okay.
Oops. Yeah, here you go. So, so he comes home and he's like, "Hey, there's a big ass package just laying out in the yard where I normally park my car." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's like a big package." I said, "For who?" And he's like, "For you." I was like, "All right, let's go look at it." And we look at it. And I was like, "Huh, it's from Canada." And it kind of dawned on me. I was like, "Oh, this must be the package from Yeats." So I can't lift it because my arm is jacked up and I've got, like, I'm not supposed to be lifting anything. So he brings it in and I go grab a knife and I go into the room and we're there live.
Can I ask something real quick? Sorry to interrupt you, but did it smell like maple syrup before?
I have no sense of smell.
But did he notice that it smelled like maple syrup? Was there a maple leaf?
When I tell you what we opened, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
So Peyton, I sit down. I'm in front of the camera. I'm doing the live, and Peyton is in the back. I was like, "Hey man, I can get it." He's like, "Hey, you opened up my package. It's only fair I open up yours." I was like, "Fair enough." So I'm just sitting there talking to people in the live, and what I see is him open it, and he pulls up the flap, immediately drops the flap, turns left, and just walks out of the room. Doesn't say a fucking thing to me. This kid just went, "Nope," and walked out. And I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, he never answered. He just closed his door to his room. And I'm like, "All right." So I grabbed the box. I was like, "All right, guys, this is what we got." I open it, immediately lose my shit. I am laughing my ass off so hard I can't breathe. Like, I just keep saying there's no. I was just like, there's no fucking way I just opened this box and I'm looking at what I'm looking at. 50 different WeVibe vibrators, Bluetooth controlled vibrators.
50.
What?
50.
Were they all the same color?
20 of them are not in the box.
So the
rest are all in boxes. But I just start pulling them out. It's just, they're piling up. Like, the ones that aren't in the box, they're just piling up on the front, like in front of the camera, until like only like this much of me is being seen in a portrait mode. So from like here up is just remote controlled vibrators piled up on the camera. I'm like, what the and I just keep pulling box after box out. I'm like, what the shit? So Yeats Notes ends up coming in and he's like, "Hey, did you get that package?" I'm like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, what did you send me?" He's like, "There's another box." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, apparently it didn't get there. It either didn't get there yet or it was seized by customs." But yeah, I sent a total of 300.
300.
Why?
$3,800 worth of Bluetooth app controlled vibrators and one butt plug.
One butt plug. Why one?
I don't know.
Was it in his butthole?
No. These are all new. And I'm like,
but you said they weren't in boxes. How did you confirm they're new? You can't smell anything.
because he let me know, hey, he goes, these were all like opened but not used and returned. And then they're cleaned and then they're set up for resale. He's like,
why would you
we were
clean
just
something
emptying
that's
them out.
not
Here you
used?
go. I'm like, so of course I go into my son's room. I'm like, hey man, just
boy,
wanna
we
let
need to have a talk.
just want to let you know, like
I
it was
only
your
ordered
birthday.
half those.
No, this is the best part. I'm like, it was your birthday yesterday. So do you and your fiance want one of the? And he just looked at me, goes, maybe.
No,
Like, let me talk to her. I'll get back to you. I was like, how do you discuss that with your fiance? Hey, my dad's got a whole box of sex toys. You want one? Like, I want to know how that conversation goes.
well,
But I've
could be
never-
worse, like could be worse, like having the conversation, like if he was just like, so are all of these going in, Mom?
So, well, here's the thing: is he came into the room again later, like right before we went live here.
Good
He's
soup.
like yelling. He's like, "You don't understand!" Like I don't know who he's talking to. He's like, "You don't understand." Like he's freaking out, and he's like, "How many was it?" He's like 15. I was like 50. He goes 50. I was like, "Hey, listen, bro, I don't know." So he immediately starts. This kid is so much like me. He's just immediately going in his head, which of my friends can prank? He's like, can I get like 3 of those? Because he wants to prank his friends. He's like, wait a minute, you said you can control them with an app? I was like,
Oh shit.
yeah. And he's like, I need 3 of them. I was like,
Wow.
The only
okay,
thing
I said, let me charge him up, I guess. So he's taking 3 of them to work tomorrow.
Whoa. He's gonna tell the boss to go fuck themselves.
His boss is literally his best friend from high school.
No, what
Not
would have
anymore.
made it? No, what would have made it better
Not
though?
anymore.
With this comment is, as the box opened, like a card that plays music, if Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys started playing.
Yeah.
I was
That-
hoping for like a card, a letter, something going, haha, got you good fucker. No, it's like a legit like shipping label saying exactly what it is, all the different stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I don't know. So here's the best part. I'm sitting here the whole time going, how do I explain this to my wife? How do I explain to my wife that drunk Toby didn't take over one night and just order 50 vibrators? 30 of one kind and then, 20 of multiple kinds. So
You say that like it's kind of happened before.
I mean, there's been so she walks in. We're not covering that last part. She
Sure.
walks in
Moving on.
and she just stops at the box and she goes, what do you got there? I was like, listen, first things first, this wasn't my fault and this wasn't me. I was sent this. And she goes, what is it? And I went, and I opened it up and she goes, yep. I was like, yep, what? And she goes, nope, makes sense. She goes, you started this shit. I went, what the, how? What did I start that deserves being pranked with 50 remote controlled vibrators?
No, let's rephrase it. 300
And a butt plug.
and one butt.
Well, right now I've only got 50, which means that the next package, if there's only 2 packages, that means the next package has 250 vibrators in it.
So, do you have any plans? Like,
Right. That's
what's
the next
gonna,
question.
We'll discuss this
well-
on episode 110, maybe, because we're gonna need to talk about this on 110, 111, 112, and 113.
Well,
And
I mean,
then
don't get me
probably
wrong.
169, 170, 171.
You can't just throw them away because you're going to look like a fucking creeper.